Rangers, Sword Prepper here. It's a very dark day out. I'm loving it. The sky's very dark and the general landscape is just beautiful out right now. How ready are you to live without? How ready are you to live without convenience, without lively props, I call them? How ready are you to live on your own? Well, you might just be asking yourself that question for real here in a little bit. This is not a newscast. I'm not going to do much news on this one. I'm just going to speak a little bit of what I think and what's in my mind as far as living without is concerned. We as Americans, not as Americans, extremely much as Americans, but generally, we as the general population, we have lived a very privileged life. In this generation of people, we've been very privileged. We want a coffee, we go to Starbucks. We want this, we go there. We want brand new TV, we go to Walmart. But we're very privileged, and we've kind of lost. We don't know exactly what it's like to live without. We've lost that. We've lost touch with that. Now you can look at other countries, and they don't have as much as us Americans have. They don't have as great a deal as us Americans have, but generally they still have. Now I'm not talking for every single country, every single continent, but I'm talking about generally. Generally, the human race has, and more so than we've ever had. So the world over, the population is spoiled, for want of a better word. We have no determination, and there is no drive. This is all caused by what I just mentioned. We're spoiled. We have little to fear as far as actually going hungry. I want to say something about that. Going hungry, I'm not talking about you miss a meal, or you miss the day's meal, or perhaps you won't eat until 2 days from now. That is not going hungry. Warriors, that is not going hungry. I'm talking about you might have to forfeit the week, or perhaps the next 2 weeks with no food, or perhaps your daily rationing, your daily portion is 2 crackers. And that's all you can eat for the day, and that's literally your daily ration. That's your daily proportion. That's your daily portion. That's what I'm talking about when I say going hungry, because you might have kids counting on you. When things go down, you might have a wife, children. I don't know. Perhaps in order to stretch your livestock, you've got to give them a little of what you got on your table. Now that's a bit far-fetched because animals are animals, but still, if you want the milk and cheese, you want the eggs coming in, you might have to sacrifice a few things. But when those sort of things happen, when you can't go to the grocery store, when we're no longer privileged in the fact of, I want this, I'll go to the grocery store. I want that, I'll go to the grocery store. Are you ready? Do you know how you'll react in that situation? Do you know how you'll take it? I know people that couldn't live a day without Walmart, and that's in all seriousness. I'm not joking when I say they couldn't live a day without Walmart. I'm being totally serious. I know people that if Walmart went out if there was no Walmart, no McDonald's, no IHOP, all of these places just closed for 1 day, they would lose it. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves. They would have a breakdown, and they would give themselves up for dead, all because one portion is missing from the day, all because they didn't get to go and get their Starbucks coffee one time. It would destroy them. They wouldn't be able to live anymore. I know some of you are gonna think that that's a bit far fetched. Just one day without is gonna do that. I'm telling you, warriors. I know people like that. I know people that literally cannot live a day without Walmart. But back to point. How are you going to deal with that? How are you preparing for that? Do you know how you would react? Here's a few things I say we can do to prepare. And these are a few things I do. Well, right now I'm drinking a cup of tea. But these are a few things that I do sometimes to help me prepare for what's inevitably coming. Because Elon Musk's talking about it, Bill Gates talking about it, all these people, these elites are talking about it. What makes you think they're just going to let it die down? They didn't do that with COVID. They talked about COVID and then it happened. So here's a few things that you can do to prepare before that happens. Every now and then, doesn't have to be every day. Some people's positions are different. Some people can't afford to do that every day. But every now and then, try skipping breakfast. Try skipping dinner, or even try skipping a meal for the day. And don't take this wrong. I'm not saying, okay, you guys, this is what you need to do. I'm not saying you should be doing this. If you want to eat, eat. But this is just me personally, what I do sometimes to help me prepare for what I think is coming. Go ahead and skip breakfast every now and then. Don't have that cup of tea that I'm having right now. Don't eat the second helping. Don't eat the second serving. Just pretend like you don't have sometimes. Set your mindset in a notion of, well, this is my last meal for the day, and then don't eat again. Same with water. I know water's a lot more important, but perhaps skip a glass of water. Perhaps when you're feeling thirsty and you want to go inside and get a drink of water, say, you know, I'll wait a few more hours, and then I'll go get my glass of water. Perhaps that's the best way to do it. I'm telling you, warriors, those type of things help. Those mind, getting yourself in that mindset, preparing your brain and your body for that sort of thing. It really does help. It's a big plus, and it puts you a good step above. It puts you it helps you be prepared more so than just having food stored up on the table. Another thing, warriors, I say this a lot in different videos, but practice restraint. I know that's kind of what I just said with the water and the food thing, but practice restraint. Be willing to share. Be willing. Don't be so eager to, well, that's mine, I'll take it. That's mine, you can't have any. Try sharing what you have sometimes, even if someone doesn't need it, even if they're not asking, even if they have enough. Just practice sharing. Practice, hey, you want some of this? Have some. Some people don't have people to share with, so not everyone can do that. But if you do have people that you can share with, practice doing that sometimes. Just hey, you want some of this? I've got a few extra French fries. You want some? Try doing that, and you'll notice that your hand becomes less tight. Your grip on your stuff, your substance, becomes less tight, and you're more willing to go without. You're more willing to give. You're more willing to just generally be without. That's all I have to say for the day, warriors. I want to talk a little bit more heavily on certain topics, and I'll be doing that later. But I've got to figure out a way to talk heavily without this platform taking me down like they did last time. So I'll be doing that here shortly. Just give me a bit of time so I can form what I'm going to say without being kicked off the platform, because that happens. Oh, and warriors, I really hate saying this. I really don't want to be like that YouTuber, but if you could please like and subscribe, that would mean the world to me. YouTube has really has come down hard with me, trying to lock me out the system and banning me and doing all this stuff, kicking me out the algorithm. it's really been taking its toll on the channel. So I'd ask if you just perhaps share the videos and subscribe. That would go a long way. Thank you, warriors. Stay out of the heat, and I'll see you on the line of battle.